We are joined today by Dave Ripley. He is the incoming CEO of Kraken, which is a top 5 crypto exchange in the world. How you doing, Dave?
Doing great. Nice to be here with you guys today.
All right, man. We're just going to get right to it. You got some big shoes to fill. Jesse Powell, longtime crypto OG. Why did he really step down, sir? What happened? What's going on over there?
Yeah, you're right about big shoes to fill. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, how many people out there have done more for the crypto industry than Jesse? Obviously, built an amazing company as well at Kraken. You know, it's been a while for him. So 11 years since the founding of Kraken, and you know, he's interested in taking a step up, as we're referring to it, and to become the chairman of Kraken. You know, I think, you know, the company's at a different level of scale, of course. You know, he really is an incredible 0 to 1 leader, and he, you know, wants to, you know, kind of focus on a couple of more narrow areas, if you will, going forward, namely industry advocacy, which is, you know, broader than Kraken itself, and then kind of, you know, think harder about kind of product innovation in those areas.
Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna stick with you here, Dave. So my question is, you know, the timing here is such that we're in the middle of a bit of a downturn in the market. It's a bit of a bear or a biddle season, as the builders call it. As you step into this role, and to be clear, you've not yet assumed the CEO role. You're still looking for a CEO to fill your existing role. But as you step into this role in this market environment, how are you going about approaching that? What's your view in these wintry months for making Kraken a better experience for its users and potentially that next wave of crypto investors? Yeah.
Well, great question. You know, so this isn't our first bear market by any means, and it's definitely not mine either. I've been through, this is the third kind of significant bear market that I've experienced, and you know, at this point, I think we're built for this. It's not our first rodeo. We have done a lot of things over the history of Kraken, and certainly my time here as well, to prepare for the, you know, volatility and dynamic aspects of the crypto market. And so we're going in feeling pretty confident about this market. You know, truthfully, like the first bear market that I endured, I was like, oh dear God, what have I done with my life? But that was, you know, way back in 2015, and now. You know, now here we sit in 2022, and I think we're in a great position. We have an incredible team. We have a scalable product and operational business. We have a strong balance sheet. We've, you know, are generally, over the long arc of history of Kraken, meaningfully profitable, and so we're in a great position. We've kind of continued to hire throughout this year. I mean, we of course are, you know, continually reassessing, you know, hiring plans and moderating growth appropriately to, you know, match what's best for the business. But you know, I think we're in a great shape to kind of further strengthen and fortify the business during this period.
Sounds good. Last one for me before I dish the rock. I'm going to ask you about, you know, plans to go public, right? This has long been simmering over at Kraken. There's been, you know, some loose timelines about maybe entering the public markets along with fellow crypto exchange Coinbase. Where do the IPO plans stand, given market conditions and given this change of leadership? Is that still on?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, no specificity on, you know, IPO plans that we can share. You know, actually one of the aspects of going public is that, you know, you're unable to share any specificity on the actual plans for doing so. You know, I just say that, like, we've actually, you know, for context, we actually haven't done a huge amount of equity fundraising in Kraken's history. We've done some. And we do have our eyes set on doing, you know, this being a meaningful part of the business going forward. Both private and public funding are out there for us, and I think, you know, we are definitely gearing up to, you know, kind of engage more and more with external investors in the coming years.
Dave, again, thanks for coming on The Hash. We don't do a lot of interviews, so this is great to snag your time. Appreciate it. Interested about company culture. Jesse definitely set a very loud tone about what he wanted Kraken to be like. Curious if that's going to change with you coming into helmmanship here, or do you expect it to stay the same? What's your take on company culture?
Yeah, with all of the dynamic aspects of crypto, it's tough to say nothing will ever change. But this is the one thing that I can say for certain will be, steadfast, and we will, be unwavering on, which is our mission, our values, and our culture. And so we did a lot of great work. I was obviously incredibly involved in kind of defining that, how we really see our mission and vision going forward, our values and our culture. And we think this is frankly a source of our success, and a source of, really our potential and success going forward as well.
Hey, Dave, I'm curious about your vision for the company as you step into the CEO role. So we've seen a lot of M&A in the space. We've seen exchanges look to, NFTs, offering banking services. What's your vision as we kind of get through the bear market?
Yeah. So a few different things. So we're absolutely, of course, bullish on the crypto space. We think that, innovation is going to continue. We've seen some kind of significant breakout innovations over the past handful of years, DeFi, and then followed by, more significant adoption of a number of different use cases for NFTs. And so we're really, bullish about all the potential use cases out there. I think, from my perspective, in the coming years, we're going to kind of enter an interesting period where a number of these different use cases, reinforce each other. And that's like where I think we hit escape velocity. So, borrowing an example from the internet, e-commerce, online media, email, they're all more valuable given that the other technologies and innovations exist. So with e-commerce, you can use email to communicate with customer support. And much the same, now you can, use digital art as collateral in a DeFi contract. Well, maybe not exactly just yet. There are a couple early, use cases and potentials to use that. But call it, several years from now, I think that these kind of reinforcing use cases that are going to come together are going to be even more significant. So where does Kraken sit in all of this? Sorry to get to your question. We've historically been a bridge from kind of the TradFi world to crypto, and we're looking to kind of continue that as our main, main contribution to the ecosystem. But we're going to look to build that bridge deeper and deeper into the most exciting and interesting different use cases within crypto.
Do you have your sights set on any acquisitions?
We do. Of course, can't, disclose all of the specifics or company names or anything like that for M&A. But, generally, I think where we've focused M&A more recently has been on the, new product and technology and innovation side. So, much the same as what I just described. Our biggest acquisition to date was a company, Staked. They provide, staking infrastructure. We jumped out fairly early in the staking services space, and that acquisition really helped us, fortify our technology and our infrastructure in that space. We now, via that acquisition, support 30 plus different tokens for staking service globally, and we've brought a lot of that technology in house. I think, another area that, as you probably know, we've announced we're going to be launching our NFT marketplace in the not too distant future. And so this would be another area where we're looking for, M&A opportunities, maybe not directly for that marketplace, but, different NFT technologies in and around that kind of, center platform. So I think that's where you'll see us look generally. And so we're all ears if, some folks have new exciting product and tech and innovations that, that are in the crypto sphere.
Pleasure to meet you, Dave. I've got a question about how Kraken plans to, navigate these murky waters with current regulators in the United States.
Yeah, that's a broad one, and not to mention the rest of the globe as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we're kind of we've continually seen evolving regulations. We're even now seeing more and more at the lawmaking level as well. And so just operationally and structurally, what are we doing? I mean, we invest enormously in this space. So we have a legal team led by Marco Santori, one of the absolute top and most experienced individuals in the kind of the intersection of legal, policy, regulatory, and crypto. That leads our team. We also built out a policy team recently. This is the group that kind of works on the forward-looking engagement with both regulators and lawmakers, and so that team is now 10 plus. Marco's team overall is 50 plus. And then, of course, as we get to market with all different types of products and services, we have our core compliance team is close to 300, and then we have another 300 plus, across operations, kind of working in and around compliance. And so it's really a significant part of investment for us. I think, for where we sit in the ecosystem, being this bridge from TradFi to crypto, I think it's fundamental for us, and it's critical that we have this and do this. I think, as we see, there's more and more regulators coming into the fold. Once upon a time, it was just this one part of Treasury called FinCEN, and now we have many other regulators in the U.S. that are getting involved in crypto. CFTC, of course, the SEC, a number of these others, and so we're looking to proactively engage with all of them, and we have been.
Well, if you need help in California, please drop me a line.
Okay, sounds great.
So resident Californian over here, just FYI, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, last question for me, Dave, as we wrap this thing up. I want to go to the culture, the crypto culture. Now, whether fairly or not, I think of Kraken as sort of like the exchange for Bitcoin maxis. I don't know if you subscribe to that view, but obviously of late, you guys have done a lot of interesting stuff with a lot of other networks. You mentioned Staked, right? Providing staking rewards across a plethora of proof of stake blockchains. Are you a Bitcoin maxi? Does Bitcoin maximalism prevail at Kraken? Culturally, where does Kraken fit within the broader exchange ecosystem?
Well, we affectionately call our team Krakenites, and we have a number of Krakenites that sit on both sides. That are Bitcoin maxis and some that aren't. Kraken as a company, we are very supportive of multi-token, and we of course list 200-ish tokens on the platform. We're excited about new innovations in different parts of the ecosystem, and we kind of view ourselves as being impartial to these various different technologies. And so I think that's where we sit as a company in this space. I would say that kind of, you mentioned culture and values and so forth. Our culture and values are predicated on kind of what we refer to as crypto values, the economic freedom, inclusion, equality, global perspective. All of these things are very much like how we define ourselves as a company. I think that's true. A lot of those values are pervasive among Bitcoin, but then just more broadly across crypto. So I don't think I think given we have that, that view on the space, and we think we have a lot of people that have been in crypto for a long time, I think we do have a lot of maybe OG crypto individuals as clients. But I don't know if we necessarily have more Bitcoin maxis as clients. Perhaps that could be.